you refer to, because science has innumerable dimensions. Here, the science and spirituality, whenever you want to interrelate, there are only three things. About the causative factor for the world, what is the design of the world, what is the direction of the world, what is the destination of the world. That is known as science. There are innumerable substandard sciences, so many derivative sciences like fishery science is there, oceanography is there, cookery is also an art and science. Or we can connect with all of these things. We can connect anything with any other thing, that is different. But science and spirituality in three things: about the emanation, existence and emancipation of the system as well as the participants. So that is science and spirituality. And we should understand, actually we have given some clarifications in the previous lectures. Science and spirituality has four divisions. One is contradictory to each other, which has misunderstood the other is a subject of debate that we can tell later. That which is complementary, that which is contradictory, that which is totally of a different area in which they are equal. So there are four areas. Whenever you compile all the scientific findings and compare it with spiritual findings, these four clashes will be there. Whenever you speak about the evolution as well as the creation system, that it is by an intelligent design. That's what the latest quantum physicists, they say that whenever we open into the matter, like that the great Charles Leibniz, he went into 10 to the power of minus 30 centimeter, he peeped inside the matter and he declared that there is nothing but infinite energy waves, intelligently designed. So intelligence, I have defined in a seminar of science and spirituality. What do you mean by intelligence? Intelligence is an act or ability to act with an intention. If somebody is intelligent, he should do it with intention. If somebody is intentional, that should be a purpose. If there is a purpose, there should be a project. If there is a project, there should be a plan. If there is any plan, there should be systematism. If there is any systematism, there should be some benefit. If there is any benefit, it won't be self-benefit, because any person handling that should be pupillary and complete. So it is for some other benefit. If somebody is going to benefit others, he should be gracious, he should be merciful, and all of these things should be possible only if he is manifested, he is delegating other people, he is immanent with everybody. It explains what is God. If you say intelligence, there is no other definition possible. If you expand, if you blow the balloon of intelligence, you can see a soundful burst in which you can see only God and there is nothing else. And it is what Charles Leibniz, he has not expected, but he has seen energy particles inside, and energy infinite waves have been seen by advanced micro-quantum scientists and physicists. They have called everything as intelligent, infinite, turbulent shower of energy vibrations. Apart from which they saw the conscious system. So whenever you see the creation versus evolution, there is a contradiction. And if you say eschatology, what is life after death? Science has no answer, it is not that area at all. So there are two divisions. In this second division, it is totally different. They are neither contradictory, they don't mention about at all. It is not the area, it is not the disciplinary relevance of that particular thing. Third thing, they are equal. In various other explanations of eco-preservation, environment, there are two things. There are two ways of understanding. Science learns by trial and errors, and spirituality that learns by scrutiny and experience. That is the difference between both the things, but they accept that is a common area. The fourth thing is complementary area, what they are told about ethics and having a supernatural will and domination in being ethical. There are two types of ethics. One is a spirituality free ethics, which is known as abstract ethics, and ethics where you are having a supporter for your ethical standards, a reliever from your already existing sins, a promoter of your ethical mooring, a director for the ethical path, the fruit giver or fructifier of your ethical way of life, and a convener of the whole ethical system of the global moral fabric. So you are having an extraordinary support there in the absolute ethicism. In abstract ethicism, you should be honest. That's all. So in that area, spirituality is complementary. So science and spirituality, it should not be blindly concluded that it is different or it is contradictory or equal or complementary. Four regions are there in science and spirituality, co-synthesis. This is the first way of understanding. And you should understand that something beyond science, I have already told, that should be viewed only with the spirituality. And I will just to summarize something which is going to be the feast, or which is going to be the ideological seed for the seminar which we are going to conduct in details later. If you call about spirituality, it starts with spirit. What does it mean? Whether that is a parallel synonymous element or linguistic counterpart for what we call Atma or something else, that's a linguistic and very great analysis that we are not going to do now. We are not going to take that onto-linguistic analysis and mutual pattern binding research now. Now the thing is, spirit means invisible force. And what they say is, what spiritualism says, three things: Desha, Kala, Vastu Paricheda. If there is something here, and the thing is only here, there is something which is ubiquitous. If there is something limited by time, there is something known as eternal. If there is something that happens within lot of limitations and limitations, there is something which is solid and perennial. So that ubiquitous, that is all pervading, all knowing, ever existing, immutable element is what we call God or spirit. And what they define is three things. One, we are all spirits, we are all souls, and there is a soul governing us. There is a very great problem. We gave a lecture on the intricacies and complexities of soul. What is soul? We also believe that there is life. The biological life is there, accepted. What is the problem with biological life? They say that life is organized. It is not ever existing, it is organized by a process. Second, life is distributive. It is not a small force or a separate selective element. And there's T.D. Singh, Dr. T.D. Singh used to call it as a spriton. Whenever you call it as a particle, there is a problem. Electron, neutron, proton, positron, whatever you call, if you end it with ion or on, that suffix that say that, it is having two things. One, it is divisible into its subatomic nature. Second, it forms as a component to some other compound. But soul is an individual element. It is neither compound made up of components or component to some other compound. So it is just a nomenclature that they have put. So we have to understand that soul is not organized. Soul is not the product of any reaction. Soul is so distinct, and it is ever existing phenomena. How to prove this? There are innumerable problems in biology. Biology says that life is distributed, life is everywhere. DNA has its own synthesis of consciousness. Somebody asked, there was a very big debate on cloning. You are saying that there is life, the Atman, Hridihi Tishtati. So it is a Brahma Sutra where he says Hridihi Avirodha Chandarvat. There are two sutras in Vyasa Mimamsa. So they say that there is a ether. Heart means, somebody asked me a question, if there is heart operation, where the soul will go? The heart means it denotes an etheric space here and not this pumping machine. So we should understand that there is a space in which there is a spark known as spirit. It is an element. Okay. Then somebody clones from your DNA, then life is also processed equally. How it is possible? Soul is indivisible. You cannot imitate a soul. You cannot replicate a soul. You cannot divide a soul. You cannot multiply a soul. You cannot that is a techno-specify a soul by means of architectural or artificial methodologies. How life is going there? It is a very strong debate or repudiation for the soul theory, one soul theory. If you accept unified consciousness of innumerable matter having a common governance pattern activating this body instead of Eka Bhokta, an individual person who is relishing everything is Eka Bhokta. If you understand that innumerable conscious particles unite together, that is biological science, and there are 10 problems for that. There was a seminar on complexity and intricacy of soul where the 10 objections, before somebody objected, there are 4 objections. I told there are 10 objections, we will answer everything. If there are some different objections from the 10, you can ask it later. So it does not show my preparedness, it shows about this particular lineage of our knowledge tradition in which we are ready for any mistake. I already referred in the lecture that intelligence is ever preparedness. So that is there. So the Shastra says that there are 3 souls living inside. One is the dominant soul. Second is the subservient soul. Third is the preponderant soul. Whenever some people, they acquire body, you know that there are a lot of microbes inside there. There are also Atma, there are also life particles. Because any person taking the special gradation as per the deeds and destination. There is a destinal pattern by which on the basis of the deed 5 things are selected. Which species you should be there, what is your special status, that is that there are a lot of people struggling for food, even
becoming human beings, there are lot of dogs which are traveling in Mercedes in spite of being a low species. So second is special status, locative mode, operative mode and tenure. So these things are destined in the creative pattern, Srishti Veda, and as per that they are located in the respective area. So whenever you are getting some diseases, the virus, bacteria, everything is also a soul. That is also life. That is a microbial life. You are having anthropic life, it is a microbial life, and that is also residing inside. Like that, there are uncountable lives inside. Because consciousness is pervading in each and every part of the human body. And this consciousness is absorbed by the life forces in each and every part of the body, and that life force, if provided the essential environment for independent functioning, they grow in cloning. So it is something pre-embedded in life encompassments, wherein by the subservient mechanism, if they are allowed to have an independent environment where they can process, they process as separate beings. Like that, there are